something just shifted inside the U.S. justice system, and the reaction has been immediate. The moment this update came out of the United States Department of Justice, tied to the administration of Donald Trump, it didn't just raise eyebrows. It triggered a wave of debate that's still growing. What's interesting isn't only the decision itself, but what it might signal beneath the surface. At first glance, it looks like a policy adjustment, something technical, something procedural. But the speed of the announcement and the intensity of the response suggest there's more to it. Moves like this don't usually gain attention this quickly unless they touch on something deeper. And that's exactly what's happening here. The change expands the range of methods available at the federal level when carrying out legal sentences. Supporters are framing it as a practical solution, saying it ensures the system can continue to function even when certain methods face challenges or delays. From that perspective, it's about keeping the process consistent and avoiding interruptions. But that explanation hasn't settled the conversation. Because for many, this isn't just about practicality, it's about direction. When policies shift in areas as sensitive as the justice system, people don't just look at what's being done. They look at what it represents. And that's where the divide begins to show. Some see this as a firm approach to enforcing the law, something they believe has been missing. Others see it as a step that raises serious ethical concerns, questioning whether changes like this move things in a direction that feels harder, more aggressive, and potentially more controversial over time. And that tension is what's driving the story forward. What makes it even more interesting is how it fits into a broader pattern. Decisions like this rarely exist on their own. They often connect to larger themes, and in this case, there's growing discussion around a stronger focus on law and order messaging. That's not a confirmed strategy, but it's something being talked about more and more as people try to understand the bigger picture. At the same time, media coverage has amplified the situation, bringing in different perspectives and expanding the conversation beyond policy details. Some voices are defending the move, emphasizing the importance of enforcing existing laws. Others are raising concerns about the long-term impact, not just on the system, but on how it's viewed by the public. And then there's the reaction outside of official channels. On social platforms, discussions are spreading quickly. People aren't just talking about the policy. They're debating what it means, what it could lead to, and whether it reflects a larger shift that hasn't fully revealed itself yet. That kind of reaction usually signals that an issue has moved beyond technical policy and into something more personal and more widely felt. Looking ahead, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. How this will be applied in practice, whether legal challenges will emerge, and how it might influence future decisions are all still unclear. And when that level of uncertainty exists, attention tends to stay high, because uncertainty keeps people watching. What's clear right now is that this decision has already changed the conversation. It's brought renewed focus to an issue that has always been debated, but doesn't often shift this quickly or this visibly. And when something like that happens, it usually means the impact won't stop with just one announcement. Whether this becomes a defining moment or simply part of a larger series of changes is something that will only become clear over time. But the pace, the reaction, and the attention it's getting all point to one thing. This isn't just a small adjustment. It's part of something that's still unfolding. And if the response so far is any indication, whatever comes next is likely to draw even more attention, even more debate, and even more questions about where things are heading from here.